Hello everybody, welcome back to another Melody Reports reaction. We are here to discuss none other than Zayn's third studio album, Nobody Is Listening, due to, very popular demand. Honestly, no. Shout out to Zayn's fans out there. You guys showed me all the love on my last video. I'll link it in my description below. It was my reaction to Vibez. So I really appreciate you guys watching, commenting. I like interacting with you guys. I love how we all shared our thoughts, shared the same thoughts, shared different thoughts. That's what I like. So leave it in the comments below as we're gonna discuss the album. Okay, so a disclaimer, this is not a reaction. I will not be reacting to each song. I literally just finished the album, took some notes down, and we're gonna go through a track by track review, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget, my favorite songs that I'm gonna mention in today's video will be linked in my playlist down below. It is a Spotify and Apple Music playlist. Let me know if your fave Zayn song is there. If it's not, comment down below what was from the album that I missed, and maybe I'll add it to my playlist. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, because I feel like that's the vibes, I feel like nobody is subscribed. As Zayn says, nobody's listening. Like, I feel like not everybody is subscribed to this channel as they should be, because it's a mess of a channel. And of course, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MelodyReports. So enough of me talking. Let's do a transition and start off with the songs. Let's go. Okay, everybody, we are here to start off with the discussion of the album, starting off with the first track, Calamity. First I read it, I was like, Calamity. Like, I could not read it. I was like, hey, it's like Melody, come on, your brain work. But first off, let's discuss how long this album is. So it's 11 tracks, running about like 36 minutes. Zayn said this is not Icarus Falls, because you guys know my thoughts on that. It was a little bit too long, and I know some people love it because it's a lot of Zayn songs, and it's different from his first album because I think that was like running an hour. But anyways, first song, Calamity. Very different first track comparing to his first two albums. So on obviously his debut album, we got like an interlude type intro, which was I think running less than under a minute or something. And then in the second album, Icarus Falls, he started off with a bop, ladies and gentlemen. So it was, it's different with this third album. It's like he's doing spoken word, which is cool. It's like he's like, listen, I'm laying it all out. This is my life right now. This is the vibe right now. And he's really like going in deep, going in raw. He's like, this is not Let Me from Icarus Falls. This is complete 180. So those are my thoughts on Calamity. Not much. Spoken word. He gives us the truth. He gives us a perspective into his life right now. And that's about it. Now on to track number 2, which is Better. So this was the first single off of this third studio album. I mean, at the time, it was kind of like, he's like, hey, September. Hi, new single. And everyone's like, okay, what's happening? Honestly, when I first heard that single, like way back, and I saw the video, which is bomb.com, as we know, I think it was a strong single, to be honest with you, to come back after like a hot minute. He's like, okay, I'm gonna breathe, I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Hi, tongue-tied. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, guys, I was saying that, for a first single, really shows, I call it, how Bieber calls it R&B Bieber? No one really calls that, only himself. I call it Zayn and B. I don't know why I went with Zayn and B. Well, we'll go with Zayn and B. If that becomes a thing, you know where it came from, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go with it. Honestly, this was a good start to Zayn and B. Okay, so let's go on to track number 3, which is Outside. Okay, so Outside, right off the bat, I was like, this is my fave non-single off the album. Again, we're on track number 3, so I have other fave non-singles, but right off the bat, this was it. Because your girl loves catchy choruses. It's not a catchy chorus. It had, like a sprinkle, a wave of pop into this song. Not like pillow talk pop, but it was pop enough that I was like, okay, this is my fave. And but it's definitely an earworm. I like Outside. I like what it's giving. He's like, I'm giving you a little bit of what you loved from me like a few years ago, but also what I want to give you now, which you're not ready for, which you have to get used to. So I like that. So thank you, Zayn. Okay, now on to track number 4, which is my word for 2021. Vibez. I'm not gonna say anything about it because I want you to go look at my song reaction for it, because I literally break down everything, what I think about of the song and if I enjoyed it or not. So I will link that in my description below. Okay, now on to track number 5, which is When Love's Around, featuring Sid. Okay, so Sid is one of my favorite artists that I've discovered within the past few years. I think she's incredible. I think she's incredibly underrated. So if you don't know who she is, if you haven't listened to any of her discography before, whether it be solo or in a group, please check it out. If I mess up one more time, I'm so sorry. I'm just so excited to talk about this. But anyways, he only has 2 collaborations on this, 2 features on this album, I shouldn't say collaborations. And the first one is with Sid, and their voices are like just mending so well. It's like melting butter. It just, you know, it flows. You know when you listen to a song and you're like, oh, okay, I know, like, in my heart their voices are gonna sound good together, but like when the actual delivery of the track comes, you're like, okay, I need to prepare for this because it's a lot. And it was chef's kiss, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I like the funky guitar, and this song is more upbeat than the rest of the album, to be honest with you. I like let's reverse. I like the part where their vocals come together right before when we hit the bridge. I was like, oof, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's why I like this song. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Okay, now on to the next track, which is Connexion. I don't have much to say about this. Honestly, I think this is my least favorite track on the album as of right now. It could change, but you guys, when he was hitting those high notes, it's not the classic high notes that we're used to, like the classic Zayn high notes. Let's be real. My face was like this, like, what's happening? Like, I was very confused because I'm like half asleep right now, that I'm like, I'm awake saying what's happening. Yeah, and it's kind of, I feel like he's like purposely doing kind of like a messy production on this track. Like, he's like, okay, I'm going to lo-fi, and that's what he did. Don't have much to say. That's all I gotta say. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. Anyways, let's continue. Hi, awkward transition again. Sorry, I'm getting really tongue-tied, so we're gonna do this again. So we are onto the track Sweat. And that's what it's gonna make you do. It's gonna make you sweat, ladies and gentlemen, because honestly, I was like, okay, this is, in my opinion, like the most sexiest, sultry song Zayn has given to us in a hot minute, and probably on the entire album. He's like, my skin on your skin, and I was like, okay, hi, 180 on all One Direction songs, or the group that shall not be named for him, because, you know. No, but all jokes aside, I really do like the production on the track. It gives us 80s drum, 80s synths, vibes. I should stop saying vibes. No, you know what? I'm going to continue saying vibes because this is the branding he's going with, and I'm here for it, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, word of 2020. Yeah, and I just got to give one note to Zayn. I definitely know he is not watching this. But if anyone on his team is, please make a remix of the song. I feel like if we remix this and kind of change it up a little and project his vocals even more, oh my god, bop. Remember how Summertime Sadness remix like blew up? I feel like if we remix the song, tell me I'm wrong. Anyways, let's go on to the next track, which is Hello Everyone. Currently editing the video and completely forgot to film my segment on one of my other favorite songs off the album, Witable. Yeah, I can't even say it because I'm so shook that I didn't add to it. This is my 3rd fave non-single off the album. I think it's a vibe, kind of like, I think this is like the big middle finger of the song on the album, that it's like, this is Zayn, this is him, and he's like, what you've been through with me, what I've been through with you, I've come out stronger and better, and this album is here to prove it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all I gotta say about the song. It's really a vibe. It's kind of another sultry type of song, very I don't want to say basic, but kind of like plain production with the guitar, his vocals, and him just kind of carrying the track with the lyrics. So that's all I gotta say about the track. Apologies that I missed it. Let's continue. Anyways, let's go on to the next track, which is Windowsill featuring Devlin. Now this is the 2nd and final feature on the album. Fave 2nd non-single right off the bat. Again, catchy chorus. I like the melody, and no pun intended. And I just like, again, he teases us with like, I am giving you R&B, I'm also giving you R&B pop, and I'm also giving you a gist of here's a little rap. And Devlin, okay, at first when his verse comes in, it's kind of, I don't want to say off-putting, but it's like when you're going with the tempo and the, like, I don't know how to say it, like the sonic presence that is in this track just by Zayn's voice, and then you put Devlin's verse, and I'm like, okay, what's happening? But then when I heard it a 2nd time, because I had to go back, I liked it. So I think it goes well. I feel like if you like Stormzy, if you like Skepta, then maybe you'll like this song with Devlin. Just like if you're a fan of them, then you'll probably like Devlin. Anyways, let's go on to the song Tightrope. Okay, so what I gotta say is this. Tell me if you agree with this. I feel like this is like a cute, classic Zayn love song. From what we heard from his first album to his second album, I feel like he's like, I just gotta give it to the fans, because he's been consistent on that, of giving his like, lay it out for me love song, emotion filled, and then he like ties in different aspects of his life that were like, oh, this is why we love Zayn. Don't you agree? Let me know in the comments below. And I was looking into it. I was like, he is sampling something that I've heard in other tracks, or I've heard in a film or something. And then I'm gonna butcher this, so I am so sorry. It is a 1960 song called Chodvin Kachon. I am so sorry if I butchered that. I'm not doing it on purpose. Please let me know in the comments below how you're supposed to phonetically say it. I would love to know. And then when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, I've heard this in different tracks. I feel like multiple people have sampled this, but I can't remember who. But yeah, I just feel like it's such a beautiful track. It really emphasizes the spiritual love that Zayn has kind of, I guess, created for himself over the years, whether it's been, you know, ups and downs, but he's always had this love and he's like prevailing through it. So I like it. And then, you know, we get some Urdu at the end. I was like, okay, Zayn, I feel like he always does that from his first album to now. He always sprinkles in something that kind of opens the door to something more, something greater than what the song represents. So I like that. Okay, now on to the, now on to the final track, which is River Road. It's kind of like him telling us like the album is ending, to be honest with you. Like the track, first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, cool. It's a stripped back electric guitar, Zayn's vocals on top, pretty simple, but it's kind of like a twist, because we're kind of going through like this R&B, lo-fi type of thing, and then he's like, hi, we're going with a ballad for a second, and it's gonna be this kind of ballad. It kind of reminded me of Drink You Away by Justin Timberlake. I know, what a comparison melody, but that's all I gotta say about River Road. I mean, it's good. I think this really encompasses what Zayn's good at. If it's just his pure raw vocals with just one or maybe even two instruments, like a beat and an instrument, like that's the cherry on top for what makes Zayn Zayn, period. Okay, so we're gonna do one more transition, not an awkward one, and we're gonna give our final thoughts. Let's go. Hello everyone, we are here to give our final thoughts. Now, what do I think of Zayn's third studio album, Nobody's Listening? Honestly, I feel like I'm not saying it's album of the year, okay? But I think when we're looking at the trajectory of what Zayn has given us since Mind of Mine, it's growth. Like, lyrically has grown, production wise. Now I don't know if he's like, I haven't looked at the credits yet, but I'm assuming like he's like played around with this. They were like emphasizing that like this is the first album that he like really had control of, so I'm assuming. And it's the first one, like kind of like a twist from Icarus Falls, because I feel like Icarus Falls, he kind of was like, okay, I gotta give some pop, I gotta give some like radio hits, and then I'm gonna do what I want to do. But I think this album, he's like, I'm gonna do everything that I want to do. I'm gonna lay it on the line, and this is Nobody's Listening. I feel like, no, Zayn, people are listening and they should listen. For someone who, you know, has talked about Icarus Falls and its length of it, this is the perfect length, 36 minutes. Zayn understood. He's like, Melody needs, you know, her attention span is not quite there. So I think for what it is, it's kind of like a roller coaster ride. We got some hit, we got some misses on Nobody's Listening, but I think overall it's a pretty presentable album, especially coming into 2021. So love that. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Zayn's third studio album, Nobody's Listening. What do you want me to react to next? Check out my Vibez reaction down below, and of course check out my playlist link down below, Apple Music and Spotify. And of course, the whole vibes of 2021 is giving good vibes, and the best vibes you can give is subscribing to my channel below, because there will be more messes, more reactions, and more talking. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MelodyReports if you want to see me talk some more. See you guys very soon, and of course, vibes. Bye guys.